In WWE, it's not just about intense wrestling, many other things happen as well. Today, in this video, let's discuss 5 incidents where a wrestler's hair was completely shaved off or stripped in front of the audience. Let's get started with the video. Number 5, CM Punk, 2010. In 2010, CM Punk formed a faction in WWE known as the Straight Edge Society. The group promoted a lifestyle free from alcohol, drugs, and other vices, and their mission often involved recruiting other wrestlers or fans by forcibly shaving their heads in a public show of transformation and submission. CM Punk himself, as the leader, remained unshaven, while all other members, including Luke Gallows and Serena, had their heads shaved as a sign of loyalty. One of the most memorable moments in this storyline happened at the Over the Limit Premium Live event in 2010, when CM Punk faced off against Rey Mysterio. The match had a high-stakes stipulation: if CM Punk lost, he would be forced to have his head shaved in front of the live audience. If Rey Mysterio lost, he would have to join the Straight Edge Society. This added immense pressure and drama to the bout. Rey Mysterio emerged victorious, and the WWE Universe eagerly anticipated the humiliating consequence for Punk. However, as the head-shaving moment approached, members of the Straight Edge Society rushed the ring and launched a brutal assault on Mysterio to prevent their leader from losing his hair. Just when it seemed CM Punk had evaded the consequences, Big Show made a surprise entrance. He fought off the faction members and held Punk down, allowing Rey Mysterio to shave Punk's head completely bald. In a dramatic and emotional moment, Rey then held up a mirror, showing Punk his reflection. Overcome with emotion and humiliation, CM Punk broke down and began to cry in front of the entire crowd. Following this, Punk wore a black mask for weeks, trying to hide his bald appearance. Eventually, Big Show ripped off his mask, revealing Punk's shaved head to the world once again. Number 4, Kurt Angle, 2002. In 2002, WWE held a Judgment Day pay-per-view event that featured an unforgettable hair versus hair match between Kurt Angle and Edge. The stipulation was simple but significant: the loser would be publicly shaved bald in front of the audience. Leading up to the match, both superstars cut intense promos and added personal tension to the feud. Kurt Angle, known for his intensity and pride, mocked Edge and showed full confidence that he would walk away with his hair intact. During the match, Edge gave everything he had and showed resilience against the Olympic gold medalist. The crowd was electric as the battle unfolded. In the end, Edge managed to defeat Angle with a hard-fought victory. The moment everyone had been waiting for was finally here: Kurt Angle was going to be shaved bald. But Angle, realizing the humiliation ahead, tried to escape. He attacked Edge in a desperate attempt to avoid the shaving. Edge, however, would not let him off the hook. A chaotic chase ensued, eventually leading Edge to catch Angle and drag him back into the ring area. But Angle managed to flee again, disappearing backstage. Determined to fulfill the stipulation, Edge pursued Angle, attacked him backstage, and brought him near unconsciousness. Finally, Angle was brought to the ring, strapped down, and Edge began shaving his head. Although Angle was nearly unconscious, a sudden slap to the head brought him back to his senses, and he saw his reflection. Embarrassed and stunned, he screamed and raged as the audience laughed and cheered. Since then, Angle sported a bald head for much of his wrestling career. Number 3, Hornswoggle, 2014. In 2014, the often comedic yet entertaining rivalry between Hornswoggle and El Torito reached its climax in a bizarre but highly amusing stipulation match. WWE scheduled a WLC match at Extreme Rules, which was surprisingly well received due to the creative spots and enthusiastic crowd reaction. The rivalry continued and culminated in a match at Payback with a humorous but high-stakes stipulation: mask versus hair. If Hornswoggle lost, he would have to be shaved bald. If El Torito lost, he would have to remove his beloved mask. The match was fierce, energetic, and surprisingly intense for a comedic feud. Hornswoggle showed a more aggressive side, clearly desperate not to lose his hair. El Torito, quick and agile, kept countering every attempt by Hornswoggle. In the end, El Torito triumphed, meaning Hornswoggle was about to face one of the most embarrassing moments of his career. Despite his pleas, Hornswoggle was brought to the center of the ring, and El Torito began to shave his head. The WWE Universe cheered wildly as Hornswoggle helplessly cried out in shame. To make things more entertaining, El Torito danced and laughed while shaving his opponent's head, turning the entire experience into a comedic spectacle. Hornswoggle looked visibly heartbroken and humiliated once the shaving was complete. This marked a turning point for his character, who appeared far less confident in subsequent appearances. Number 2, Molly Holly, WrestleMania XX. At WrestleMania 20, Molly Holly competed in a high-stakes match against Victoria for the WWE Women's Championship. But this wasn't just any title match, it came with an added stipulation that if Molly lost, she would have her head shaved bald in front of a massive live crowd and millions watching at home. This was a bold move, especially in the world of women's wrestling, where physical appearance often played a major role in character portrayal. The match itself was intense and showcased the athleticism of both women. Molly Holly gave it her all in hopes of retaining her pride and avoiding the embarrassing fate. Victoria, however, was equally determined to walk out as champion and make history. After a hard-fought battle, Victoria pinned Molly Holly, successfully retaining her women's championship. As per the stipulation, Molly tried to escape her fate, running from the ring in desperation. But Victoria wasn't about to let her off so easily. She chased Molly backstage, dragged her back to the ring, and strapped her down to a barber's chair. In front of a cheering crowd, Victoria proceeded to shave Molly's head completely bald. The crowd watched in shock and amazement as Molly's long hair fell to the floor. Despite the humiliation, Molly Holly later revealed in interviews that she volunteered for the stipulation to give the women's division a spotlight at WrestleMania. Her sacrifice earned her immense respect from fans and fellow wrestlers alike. Number 1, Vince McMahon, 2007. Perhaps the most iconic head-shaving moment in WWE history took place at WrestleMania 23 in 2007, during the famous Battle of the Billionaires. This storyline involved WWE Chairman Vince McMahon and real estate mogul Donald Trump. Each billionaire selected a representative wrestler to fight on their behalf, Bobby Lashley for Trump and Umaga for McMahon. To raise the stakes, the match came with a hair versus hair stipulation. Whichever billionaire's representative lost, that billionaire would be shaved bald. With Stone Cold Steve Austin serving as special guest referee, the match was full of drama, chaos, and explosive action. Both Lashley and Umaga fought with power and intensity, but eventually, Lashley hit his finisher and scored the pinfall victory for Donald Trump. After the bell rang, Vince McMahon realized he was about to face public humiliation. He tried to flee but was stopped by Austin, Trump, and Lashley. The trio handcuffed Vince to the barber's chair. As the crowd roared with laughter and cheers, Trump and Lashley began the hilarious process of shaving Vince's head. Even Austin joined in, helping humiliate the powerful chairman of WWE. As Vince sat helplessly in the chair, hair falling all around him, he scowled in rage and embarrassment. The moment became one of the most talked about and replayed segments in WrestleMania history. Vince's bald head was a badge of defeat and comedic justice. Fans still remember the sight of a furious Vince screaming while Donald Trump laughed gleefully beside him, a truly unforgettable WrestleMania moment.